the way we're going right now, my earlier prediction may be too conservative. And I made a few predictions. And in hindsight, they may be too conservative. In fact, I just made this prediction one day ago. How Bitcoin will reach 60,000 in 14 days. We may reach 60,000 by the end of this week. And the reason why I made that prediction is based off of history. Before I covered this chart, before when Bitcoin surpassed this 45.5 mark, and this was back in 2021, it took only 14 days for Bitcoin to shatter $60,000. Okay. So we did pass 45.5. And even despite yesterday we fell down, we just came right back up, V-shaped recovery, and now we're even higher, right? So is it unreasonable to think that within the next 2 weeks, Bitcoin's going to hit 60,000? That is not unreasonable to think. The way we're going right now, that's like only 10% away from where we are. Well, a little bit more than that, right? Another prediction I had was that by the summer, we'll probably be at like $70,000, right? Summer, June, July timeframe. That may be conservative too, the way we're going. If we breach $60,000 and the ETFs are still causing massive supply shocks every single day, we could be at 70,000 in no time, right? Maybe we break through all-time high before even the halving event. Think about that. That's just nutty. It just blows your mind to think that that can actually be a reality now. I mean, we're moving so quickly, guys. So quickly. It's just wild. It's just wild. All right. So I've been telling you guys to stay strong, stay focused, DCA for years now. And those of you guys that have listened, you're getting rewarded, right? You're getting rewarded hand over fist with gains. And tonight is DCA night. And we'll see what my DCA portfolio is looking like. I bet it's looking pretty good. And I bet most of you guys are looking pretty good too. I mean, even if you just held on Bitcoin, last time I checked this, 95% of people holding Bitcoin are in profit. I bet it's more like 98% now. Dan, Gary got pressed on BTC versus AI. Why versus AI? I don't get that. Anyways, I lost my train of thought, but it's just looking good. It's looking fantastic. Well, Bitcoin regained 1 trillion market cap. Okay, 1 trillion, not 1 billion, $1 trillion market cap. Of course, Bitcoin has been above 1 trillion before, but not that long. Maybe like in total a few months. We haven't seen Bitcoin really stay above 1 trillion for a long, long time. This cycle is going to be different. Yes, I believe this cycle will push Bitcoin well past 1 trillion, and we may stay above 1 trillion forever afterwards. We may never see below 1 trillion after this run is over. Now, to put things into context, Bitcoin right now at 1 trillion is worth more than TSMC, which is talked about a lot, more than Tesla, more than Berkshire Hathaway, more than Visa, more than JP Morgan, double of JP Morgan Chase. Take that, Jamie Dimon. But there's still silver, there's still gold, and of course you got Microsoft, Apple, Google, Nvidia, all these big tech companies. It's just a matter of time. Bitcoin's going to shatter through all of them and be right under gold, and maybe next cycle is when Bitcoin becomes larger than even gold. Okay. Right now, all indications are Bitcoin is climbing faster, appreciating harder, and there's more FOMO, okay, than gold and when it debuted its own ETF back in the day. Okay, things are just moving much faster, right? So that could definitely drive things up very, 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 very quickly. Now, despite yesterday, when I was streaming yesterday morning, Bitcoin came down a little bit, went below 50,000, went to like 49 and eventually hit 48 something. And then some people turned bearish. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? Do you not realize this is just a shakeout? That these big boys, whoever they are, and it could be BlackRock themselves, just want you to sell. Why do they want you to sell? Because they want to accumulate more. Okay, now BlackRock holds 100,000 Bitcoin already in their ETF. That's within 3 weeks, guys. 3 weeks. Imagine what this number will be after 1 year. Just after 3 weeks, they already hold 100,000 Bitcoin. And this is not going to stop. And this is not just with BlackRock. It's with everyone else too. Yesterday alone, BlackRock added close to $500 million worth of Bitcoin. Do you see a pattern here? Look at the starting from the 6, really. 6, 7, and then boom, 8, higher, 9, higher, 10, higher, or well, it goes to 12 because the weekend. Higher, and yesterday even higher. And yesterday was a down day. And guess what people did? They bought. Yesterday was a down day and we still have 500 million just going into BlackRock's ETF alone. And in total, we had over $600 million worth of Bitcoin flowing into the ETFs. And again, do you see the pattern and how it's escalating? It's not shrinking. It's actually getting bigger. This is why I talk about the compounding effect of ETFs. It's happening right now. We're moving faster in this cycle than any previous cycle before in terms of a recovery. And if the recovery is moving faster, does that mean our top is going to be higher than before too? I mean, right now we're moving so quick because of these ETFs, because of the supply shock factor. When you have $600+ million worth of Bitcoin being locked away by the ETFs every single day, that's a lot of buying pressure. And there's not that many sellers right now. Like, why would you sell Bitcoin right now if you've been holding since 2022 and we have just passed 52,000, right? Like, this is not going to stop, guys. It's not going to stop. I've been saying this. You could see, you just have to put 2 and 2 together. And I've been putting 2 and 2 together for you guys. The supply shock factor is happening right in front of our eyes, yet there are still some that refuse to believe. Like, how could you dispute this? You have $600+ million worth of Bitcoin going into ETFs every day. That doesn't even count the whale buying or retail buying. This is just what's flowing into ETFs. And that's not going to stop. And I bet you today, because of the volume, when we get these numbers for tomorrow, we'll get like $1 billion flowing into the ETFs because of massive FOMO.